Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Excited to be with you on another Saturday night devotion where we are getting our minds right, getting our spirits together in preparation for all that the Lord has in store for us on Sunday morning. You know that we're excited about what God is doing and saying at Regeneration Church, and excited about what God is doing and saying in your life personally. So we want to take the time to reset. Guess what? We've been through a lot this week. You might have had a whole lot of ups and downs this week. It might have been crazy this week, but we want to take a moment to reset on Saturday night, to focus in on God and say, you know what, Lord, this week may have been rough. It may have been tough. There may have been some ups. There may have been some downs. There may have been situations that were out of my control, but I'm going to take the time to devote to you and remind myself that you are worthy of the praise. Remind myself that, guess what, this is the day that you have made, and I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. I'm going to remind myself that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. That's what we're doing tonight, is reminding ourselves of just how good he has been, no matter what is going on in our lives. My God, yes. So we're thankful. Thank you for joining us. If you would share the broadcast, tag somebody, let them know. Let's get into this devotional and get our minds together and our spirits right for what's happening on Sunday, for what's getting ready to happen in your life on Sunday, because it is his day. All right, it is his day. Let's jump into the word tonight and prepare our hearts for what the Lord has in store. As a reminder, we're in a series where we are talking about dealing with God responding. And we are reminded in Genesis chapter 8, verse 22, that while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease. Just a reminder, no matter what you face in your life, no matter what's happening in your life, while the earth remains, while the earth is still in existence, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, day and night shall not cease, with an emphasis on seed time and harvest in this series we've been in, that God's saying, give me time to respond. It's one thing for you to sow a seed, but guess what you need to do? You need to give that thing time to grow. You have to give it time to produce some roots. You have to give it time to sprout. Give it time to grow and to manifest into what exactly it has to be in all that it was created to become. Because again, if it's going to be a fruit tree, you've got to give that thing some time. Yeah, you've got to give that thing some time. And even as we defined on Sunday, when we were talking about the various things that you can plant into the ground, I told them that guess what? We have specific amounts of time that are associated with each and everything that you want to plant. How fast should you grow? Well, guess what? It takes a little while for some things to grow. A flower you might see in the middle of the summer, it only takes between 60 and 90 days for it to pop right up. You planted it, and guess what? It's a summer flower, but it's also something that expires quickly as well. Oh, this is why you can't compare yourself to others. Okay, you saw somebody grow fast and spring up fast, get married fast, do everything fast, everything's fast, but guess what? They may not last. That sounds like it'll preach right there. It came up fast, but it might not last. Come on now. So the flower grows quickly, but then it dies in the hot season. And then when it comes to something like a potato, it can take up to 135 days for that thing to grow, sprout, and be prepared for something for you to be able to eat it, to get it served on your plate. It says 135 days for it to be ready for harvest. But guess what? That's something that somebody can eat. Oh, come on. The flower is not going to feed anybody. Oh, this is good right here. So 60 to 90 days to get a quick flower, get it real fast. Okay, I'm here. Boom, I'm beautiful. And I'm fast and I'm beautiful, but I'm not feeding anybody. I'm not feeding anybody with what I grew into. The potato takes 135 days, but it's going to feed somebody. I can nourish somebody with something that I let take a little bit longer to grow. I might be beautiful if I grew fast, but then I'm going to fade quickly. But if I'm like a potato, I'm in the ground and I take 135 days sprout up, I can feed somebody. Oh, come on. I'm just talking about these comparisons. Now, then I talked about an apple tree saying that it takes 3 to 10 years, everybody, to grow and become full size and start producing fruit. That's what it takes an apple tree to do. 3 to 10 years to grow full size and start producing fruit. But guess what? It takes a long time to get there. But what happens? I'm producing fruit for generations. Come on. I'm producing fruit for generations. And that apple tree, guess what? It's not only going to take that long to grow. It's not about just how long it takes to grow, but the apple tree itself will last between 50 and 100 years. Yeah, y'all not ready for this tonight. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, seed time and harvest. That it will last 50 to 100 years and keep feeding you season after season. It might have taken a little bit longer than the flower that sprung up and was beautiful and disappeared, didn't feed anybody. The potato took 135 days and it fed you for a day. That's cool. But the apple tree took 3 to 10 years to sprout up, make some fruit, and it can feed you for generations. Are y'all ready for this tonight? My God, we just came out the gate tonight, lady. Just talking about, yeah, don't compare yourself. Don't compare. Comparison will kill that seed because you're comparing, they got their stuff real fast. They got all their blessings real fast, but you have no idea what it took for them to get there, what they started with, what kind of fertilizer did they start with, what kind of seeding did they start with, what kind of watering did they start with, what kind of background did they start with. Come on, Bishop Dickerson, thank you for joining. We are talking about, again, seed time and harvest. You've got to understand that you've got to have the right timing, the right mindset for the time of your growth. So we said, okay, flower, it takes 60 to 90 days. Boom, comes up. But then the heat of the summer, or as it transitions into winter season, that thing is gone. Oh, it's beautiful for the season that is here, but it's here quickly and gone quickly. The potato takes 135 days and you can serve it on somebody's plate. That means it took a while, but I can feed somebody. But then the upgrade to that, the apple tree, 3 to 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, 3 to 10 years. It took a long time. You had to wait on it. But guess what? It's going to last and feed you for 50 to 100 years. You can eat off of that thing. You can eat off of that thing. For how long? Generations. It will go beyond my lifespan. My Lord, because I waited on it. I grew something that's going to outlast me. Come on. Yeah, we in it tonight. So I'm growing something that's going to outlast me. and keep feeding the next generation. That's what seed time and harvest is going to be about in this season. Now watch this. There's one more thing I talked about this past Sunday was not only that, but the redwood tree. You might be familiar with that out in California. The redwood tree, they stand tall and they are huge. They're the largest trees in the world where they stand that tall. A redwood tree, seed time and harvest. The seed goes in the ground. It is the largest tree in the world, one of the largest trees in the world. It can take up to, class, 100 years to get to full height. 100 years of waiting for that thing to finish growing. A 20-year-old version of that tree can be 50 feet tall. How y'all taking this? That come on, you put a seed in the ground and you're looking at it like it's not growing fast enough, and everybody's talking about you. Come on, Noah, you trying to build something, and in the midst of all that you're building, everybody's talking about you and they're yakking about you and they're fighting over you and they're saying that it's not going to work, it's not going to grow, it's not going to do anything. Come on, you keep even doubting yourself. You're talking to yourself. You're almost talking yourself out of your blessing. You are seed time and harvest. That as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest. The redwood tree takes 100 years to reach its full height. But how long does it last when it is grown? Everybody, the redwood tree can stand for thousands of years. Thousands of years. They live long after the flower, long after the potato, long after the apple tree has fed you a couple of times. The redwood tree will be standing strong after you're gone, after your grandchildren are gone, after your great-grandchildren. Come on, we're talking about something that will last beyond the generations we can even fathom. Seed time and harvest. So as you compare yourself, what am I getting to? You start comparing yourself during seed time and harvest, and you say, I'm not growing fast enough. I've been watching Facebook, and that church grew faster than mine. I've been watching Facebook, and that lady got married before I did. Come on, I've been watching Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all the gurus and everybody that's been talking, and they said that if you don't make it by this amount of time, then you should quit or you should fail or you should go into another. Hold on, wait a minute, hold on. I've got to hear God about my time. I'm a different kind of seed. Go ahead and put that in the comments. Say, I'm a different kind of seed. I'm a different kind of seed, and I cannot give up on what God made me to be because other people are judging me, but they did not create me. My God. Other people are judging me, but they did not create me. You're not growing fast enough. Where's your crowd? Where's your fame? What did I just tell you about the flower? The flower got beautiful real fast, but it did not last. The flower grew up real fast. It only takes 60 to 90 days for you to plant a flower seed and it pop up in a nice, beautiful summertime. And there it is, looking good, standing in your front lawn, looking good. But by the time the winter gets here, it is gone. I need something that's going to last through the winter. Come on, that's what Proverbs tells us. Look at the ant storing up in preparation for the winter, storing up in preparation for all that you've got going on, storing up in preparation for the seasons to come, storing up in preparation for what God has in store for you. I cannot pay attention to the fads and the things that are trending right now that are going to fly by night. I've got to pay attention to what God made me to be in this season. I might not be a flower. Come on, let's go right here. I might not be a flower. You might be a flower. You bloomed, but you're out of here next year. I might not be a flower. I might not be a potato. Okay, you can only feed one person for that minute, for that season. Guess what? We need potatoes. We need people that can feed somebody immediately. I might be an apple tree. It may take 3 to 10 years for me to develop and to grow and to become everything I'm supposed to be. And the fruit that comes off of me is going to feed people for 50 to 100 years. You better wait on me. Oh my God, come on, amen. Lights up in here. Say, go ahead and tell your neighbor, you better wait on me. You better wait. I'm telling you, I am worth the wait. I am worth the wait. I am worth the wait. I don't know how you're taking this tonight. I am worth the wait. I am worth the wait because when I am planted right and I am in the right environment and the right things are happening all around me, enough sunlight, photosynthesis processes are going through, and I am growing and I am rooted and I am planted, you better wait on me. Do not rush me. Tell somebody in your life, do not rush me. Don't rush me. Don't rush me into marriage. Don't rush me into this business venture. Don't rush me to make me spend my money with you. Don't rush me to invest into this thing and I'm not prepared. Don't rush me. Wait on me. Wait on me. I am worth the wait, because you don't know, you think I'm a flower, but I am an apple tree getting ready to be planted and standing to feed people for 50 years. Come on, don't rush me. Don't rush me. Don't rush me. Don't put me in position where I am being rushed. And guess what you end up doing? You end up pulling me out of the ground. Oh my God. And now next thing you know, I'm out of season. I'm out of place. That's why you can't hop around. You can't jump around church to church, place to place, business to business, marriage to marriage, because you are not planted and you're not growing. You got to let the roots get settled in there. Yeah, because now we got to be in a place where we are growing. So watch this. Another scripture that I shared just to make sure this encourages you tonight. Galatians chapter 4. We're talking about time. Now I say that the heir, go ahead and shout, I'm an heir. I'm an heir. I am an heir. Guess what? I am an heir. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, come on, we've been in our child seasons. We've got to grow. As long as he is a child, does not differ at all from a slave, though he is master of all. So wait a minute, what does that mean? That means that although I could be like Prince Akeem, come on now, those of you that know coming to America, I could be like Prince Akeem and have an entire kingdom that I'm getting ready to inherit. If I am a child, I am not equipped to run that kingdom. I'm not equipped to handle what it is. I don't differ anything from a slave in that I am being raised. I have to follow instructions. I have to grow up. I have to be trained in this thing. I have to understand how to operate, how to flow, how to function. Because though I am going to have a great inheritance, I have to be under tutors and governors until a certain time. Let me go ahead and go to verse 2. But you are under guardians and stewards, King James says, tutors and governors, until the time appointed by the Father. I've got a specific time that I say again, don't rush me. You might be trying to push me into something before my time. Oh, and if you put me in something before my time, that thing can mess it up. If I run into being oversight of something before my time, managing something before my time, connecting with somebody before my time, having children before my time, getting married before it's time, come on, being elevated before it's time, then I might be in a place where I end up doing more damage than I do good. But at the right time, the time appointed by the Father. Oh, yes, I am just like the apple tree, and I am seeded, I am planted, and I am developing, I am growing, I am becoming the very thing that God made me to be, and I am able to feed somebody. Because if I get into something too early, come on, ministries, I got some pastors on the live tonight. You know what it's like. You've seen folk that jump into ministry too soon. But guess what? What happens when you jump into ministry too soon? Then you have a Matthew 13 situation where you try to put seeds in the ground and they're not good ground. They fall on stony ground. They fall on thorny ground. They get choked out by the cares of life. You try to jump out of something and you're trying to pour out when you have nothing to pour. I've got to pour out of something and I have nothing to pour. So when the trials of life hit, I end up stopping what it is that I'm doing because I'm so caught up in my trials that I don't pour out at the time God says to pour out. I've got to be ready for that season. So again, we are here talking about seed time and harvest. And so I want to reiterate some strategies in preparation as you are operating in this level of patience, waiting on your time, waiting on your season, waiting on the next thing that God has for you. Some strategies that I shared with Regeneration Church. It is strategies for patience while you're waiting on your harvest. Go ahead and say it's harvest time. I don't want to get ahead of my message on tomorrow, but I go ahead and say it's harvest time. It is harvest time. So while you're waiting on your harvest, you need to have these 4 things in your arsenal. First, be in prayer. We've got to be in prayer. Matter of fact, right after this, I'm jumping into a prayer call. We've got to be in prayer. This is where you stay focused on Christ and keep hearing God so you don't uproot out of season. That's why you stay in prayer. I am connected to God and I won't uproot myself. I won't uproot at the wrong time. I won't let the trials of life keep me from doing my assignment. I won't let the trials of life hinder me. I won't let come on, Nehemiah. I won't let those that are trying to keep me from building the wall. Keep me from building the wall. I won't let them talk me out of my assignment. So be in prayer. Next thing, be at peace. Yeah, so there's an alliteration here. Be in prayer. Next thing is be at peace. Let me confirm for you some things. Be at peace. Be at peace. Yes, be at peace. So keep peace in your life, in your heart, and in your home. The enemy would love to cause turmoil while you are supposed to be preparing for your time. I've got to keep some peace in my house. I've got to keep some peace in my life. I've got to keep some peace in my mind. I've got to keep some peace in my spirit. So value peace and receive God's joy each day. Next thing, be in position. Similar to what I've already said, be in position. No matter what type of plant you are, each one had to be in position to be watered and nourished for growth. So whether it's a flower, whether it's the potato I gave you, whether it's the apple tree or the redwood tree, it had to be in position. It cannot hop out and become what it's supposed to become. No, you've got to be in position. So make sure you stay in position, stay planted so you don't miss your opportunities for growth. And then lastly, believe in your purpose. You were created for a purpose, created for a reason, created for a season, created for a time, created to feed. Just as with each plant knows what it is and will stick to being what God made it to be, we need to have that same mindset that we've got to say, you know what, I may not know everything about my purpose, but I sure enjoy my purpose. I'm not trying to be what somebody else is. I'm not trying to sound like that preacher. I'm not trying to be like that person. I'm not trying to run my marriage the same way that person runs it. I'm not trying to run my business the exact same way. No, I'm not trying to be a carbon copy of somebody else. Believe in your own purpose. Yeah, so you should believe in your purpose and that God will not leave you hanging. He's not going to leave you hanging. He's not going to leave you out there. He is developing you and preparing you for greatness in your life, and believe that he has got you and you will not fall. Be in prayer, be at peace, be in position, and believe in your purpose. And I'm excited about what God is doing with seed time and harvest for us. We are seeds. Now, again, taking back this point here, don't forget that comparison kills. No, thank you, Jonathan McReynolds, for that entire song where he's talking about comparison kills. You cannot be comparing yourself to somebody else. I might be in the redwood season where it's going to take me 100 years to get to my full height, but you may hit your height within 3 years. Come on, everybody's different. Everybody's different seasons, different callings. So we need to make sure we are not caught up in comparing ourselves with one another, but we pray for one another, we water one another, we nourish one another, and watch each other grow and celebrate each other as we grow into our purposes. My God, I pray that this was a blessing for you tonight. I'm excited about what God is doing and saying in our lives as we are saying in this season, give God time to respond. Give him that time to respond. We're in the ground, we're growing, we've got to get some roots. And as we get the roots, we know we're going to be right in position. Oh, if you want to be a blessing tonight, you can see the giving options on the screen. If you want to sow a seed in the Regeneration Church as we go forth into all that God has for us, we're excited about what God is saying and doing. Go ahead and put a seed in the ground. You can go by Cash App. That's hashtag We Are Regeneration. You can go by GIVERC. You can search for Regeneration Church in Alabaster, Alabama. You can also go by PayPal and search for @We Are Regeneration, or you can text to give. Text GIVERC to 444 44321. That's GiveRC to 44321, and we'll be honored to receive those gifts. Thank you so much for your support. And of course, if you are in the Alabaster area, we want to see your face in the place. Come on. So 9 a.m. surge prayer, surge prayer, surge prayer. That is an important time, and we are putting it into our people that don't miss prayer. Why? Because that is your time to talk to God. Your time to hear from God directly. Your time to hear from God. Your time to communicate with the Father. Pray with your family, for and with your family. And then 10 a.m. our worship service to receive a word. My Lord, my God. Was this a blessing tonight? I do pray that it was. May God cover you, keep you, and watch over you and anoint you. And as you devote yourself to the things of God, may He give you the wisdom in this season. Come on, time management is what we're talking about. Seed time and harvest, where we now are in a place of, Lord, if it's time to move, let me move. But if it's time to wait, let me wait. I don't want to mess up this season. Yeah, we don't want to mess up this season. So may God cover you, keep you, watch over you, anoint you, and prepare you for your season of growth. Get ready for harvest time. Get ready for harvest time. It's time to keep in mind what God has in store in this season. Love y'all. See y'all next time. See you in the morning at Regeneration Church. Love y'all.